Hi everyone, my name is Kesh. Some of you may have watched my previous video which Oxford Online Pharmacy posted where I talked about my hair loss, my journey and my positive experience with Finasteride. I just wanted to give you all a quick update on how I am progressing. Yes, I'm still on Finasteride with no plans to stop. I am taking the prescribed dosage of 1mg a day. I noticed in the comments one of you asked what time of day do I take this. I've always taken mine before bed. With a glass of water. The reason why I take my Finasteride on the night is because the half-life of Finasteride is 6 to 8 hours, so that's when it's mainly active in the body. And on a night, testosterone is released, part of the endocrine hormone system release, and as I talked about in my previous video, and as some of you may know, some of that testosterone is converted to DHT. DHT impacts the hair follicle, the hair growth cycle, therefore I believe that is best taken on a night, you're going to get the best results. And that's just something I do. Has there been any side effects since my last video? Nothing. If anything, my hair's continued to thicken up. There's been no more hair loss, it's just thickened up. My barber says it's thicker when they're cutting my hair. That's something they've noticed. It feels healthy, it feels strong. So it's just positive results for me. What I'm going to now do is just answer some of the questions that I've noticed on the Oxford Pharmacy website and on the Reddit forums. One question that seems to come up a lot is, what happens if I skip a day of taking my Finasteride? Well, listen, you need to take your Finasteride every day. If you miss a day, it's not the end of the world. However, consistency is key. If you're taking it 3 times a week, you're not going to get positive results, in my opinion. You need to take your Finasteride daily. That's when you're going to achieve the best outcome in terms of results. Another thing I've noticed is messing around with the dosings, taking half a tablet, quarter of a tablet. That may work for some. However, in my opinion, again, and from what I've noticed by taking the 1mg, you're not going to get the full results in terms of studies, what's proven to work. It's prescribed at a reason for 1mg, so just take it a milligram. When you cut with tablets and you're messing with the dose, again, it's not consistent, so I would advise just sticking to the milligram. Another thing that comes up quite a lot in terms of questions is, what brand can I use? Do I need to use a cord, or is there another brand? There's several brands out there. I've used a cord, that's what's worked well for me. It's a generic brand, it's proven to work. I'll stick with that brand for as long as it's available. So that's entirely up to you, but I would strongly recommend the Accord based on my results. Is topical Finasteride better than the oral? Again, in my opinion, oral is the best, it's systemic, it's what's been studied. When you apply it topically, you don't know how and what part of the hair follicle that's affecting, if it's affecting any of the hair follicles. When you're taking it systemically, it's actually having an impact throughout your whole hormonal system in terms of DHT, so that's what's going to work best in my opinion. Another thing is, do I need to take it forever? Finasteride, yes you do, if you want to keep on noticing the results. Again, consistency is key, so if you do stop Finasteride, then it's very likely that your hair loss will start again and you'll start regressing instead of progressing. So I would strongly advise to stick with it for long term. Finasteride has been shown to be positive for a number of years. I think it's only been studied for 5 to 10 years. Again, don't quote me on that, but the longer you take it, the results should continue in theory. Also, another thing I've noticed is in terms of diet, again, my opinion is a holistic approach. So Finasteride is number one. That's going to be your main tool to combat hair loss. But things that come on the back of that is things like your diet. So, my theory is eating a holistic, healthy, varied diet. Your fruit, your veg, your animal proteins, your omega-3s, your chicken, your beef, your minerals, your eggs as well. Again, your eggs contain cholesterol, which are part of your hormone, which help produce your hormones in your body. If you were just to eat a diet of just fruit or just grain, so your rice and your potatoes and no proteins, again, that can result in hair loss for some people because hair protein is required for hair growth, hair strength. So it's vital that you follow a varied diet, in my opinion. Another thing that I do as well, which I didn't really talk about in the previous video, is scalp massages. So 3 times a week when I'm shampooing my hair, I do shampoo my hair probably 5 times a week, but out of those 5 times, 3 times a week, I tend to sort of really massage the scalp and move everything around. I think that helps with the blood flow. That helps sort of break down any sort of debris in the scalp. It just helps the scalp breathe. So things like that, doing extra things, they're all going to have a positive impact. But number one for me has been the Finasteride, and since my last video I've continued to take it. I've noticed positive results. If anything, I have a fear of the medicine running out and not being able to get hold of it. So that's how well it's worked for me. People are asking me at work, friends, family, my hair's looking really good. How have I maintained the same hairline? And I'm honest and I'm upfront, and I say it's because I started noticing hair loss. I started Finasteride and caught it in its tracks, really. And I'm very much an advocate for, if you are in your early teens and you are noticing a bit of hair loss, seriously consider taking something like Finasteride, which is proven to work. Because when you get to a stage where it's really regressed and you can't really sort of reverse it with Finasteride, then you have to go down the route of hair transplants. But surprisingly as well, before you even consider a hair transplant, I would say try Finasteride. All the top hair clinics in Turkey, even in the UK, if they do a hair transplant, or prior to doing the hair transplant, they all recommend, majority recommend, not all, majority do recommend you go on Finasteride for 6 months before you transplant, just because it helps speed up those results and improve the results. So there's a reason why they recommend it. So yeah, I just wanted to give you all a quick update, and thank you for watching my video, and I'll see you all in the next update. Thank you.